Right, I'm going to get a Venn diagram down for this question and just carefully work my way through the possibilities. So I'm going to put, we've got Sam with the smallest score of 19 and James with the most, and then somebody else, I'm going to call them Fred down here. Um, Now, because Sam got 19, we can think about the different ways in which he could have got well, how many could he get 3 points from? Now, if he'd only got, say, four lots of 3 points, then that would be 12, and there's only another 6 points that he could then get. So he'd never be able to get to 19. So four is not a possibility. Meanwhile, seven would give him 21 points, so that's too big. So it's got to be either five or six here. Now, let's say it was six, then he's up to 18 points. He's just got to get 1 point somehow. Could either get it from Fred or from Jamie. So we kind of want Fred Jamie's score to be the most. So let's say he shares it with Fred. Well, um, that means there must be three here because he got zero here. So yeah, they had this three words. They all had the same. Now I want Jamie's score to be the most, so I have to put seven here, and then I'd have to put zero here, and then I'd have to put six here, and Fred would get exactly the same score. Um, and basically, it can't be six. Like if if you try and put six in, then it just doesn't work. They can't all have different scores. So I hope I've convinced you about that. So it must be five. Right, so now we're up to 15, so we've got to get another 4 points somehow. And that could be done by putting two here and two here, and then this would be one. The only problem is that then Fred and James are going to get exactly the same score. So say if I put six here, then I'd have to put one here, and then I'd have to put six here. And the same would be if it was seven. So basically, there can't be this sort of symmetry going on. It must be that instead we do, well, I suppose we could do, no, we have to get 4 points. So could we do four? If I do four here, then this would be one, and yeah, this would be zero. But then actually, I'm getting in trouble again because what would Fred, the most he could have here would be five, and then again, he'd get exactly the same score. So it can't be four and zero. Got to be three here and one here. Remember, we want Jamie to get the highest score, so it makes sense for him to share the least number. Again, we're going to get one here. Now, remember, we do want Fred to have a higher score than Sam. So we're going to try, it's got to be that this is six then for Fred to manage that. And then this will be zero, and then this will be eight. So that works out, and that is the only way it will work out. So James is going to get 8 times 3 plus this shared one there, which gives him a score of 24. So I hope I've convinced you. Like I've kind of, I've argued why this has to be either six or five. When it was six, we ran into trouble either way. You just have to convince yourself of that. I've done it. I've tried to do it verbally. Hopefully, I've been convincing enough. So it has to be five. And then we try the different ways in which Sam can get the 4 points. It can't be two and two because there's too much symmetry. It can't be four and zero. That just doesn't work out either because Fred would end up with not enough, or James would, but we know James is the highest. So it has to be three and one, and then it does check out.